G'day, Josh from In Your Yard Homestead. Today's video I'll be showing you how I install the retic I use. So the stuff I'm using is the drip line, and it's really good stuff. Yeah, you see the little holes there it drips out of, and it's all regulated, so it doesn't matter what pressure you've got, it's going to come out the same pressure in every hole all the way along the whole line. So that's one thing I love about this stuff. So even on low pressure you will still get your droplets come out, and high pressure it's not going to be spraying out everywhere. So let's get into it. Firstly, so this is the area along here that is going to get reticked. Place a brick down to hold the pipe down so it doesn't keep running away from me. And now I'm just rolling out the pipe and getting it to the right length that I need. And I'm placing some bricks along the pipe just so that I can hold it down in the right position. You will get some movement in it anyway, but that's okay. A little bit of movement's not any drama really. Now I'm getting ready to cut the excess pipe off and close off the end of the pipe, and I'll be doing that by just folding it over a couple of times and then using wire with the Cobb & Co hitch and twitching it up that way to hold it together, so that way it's all plugged up. You can buy plugs for the end of your pipe, but why use it if you've got wire and can save some money? Just going to neaten it up now by cutting off the excess wire and digging it down a bit where the pipe's bent over so it's all level nicely, and then tapping it down a bit with the brick and holding it down so it doesn't pull away. Now I'm just getting the pipe ready to go up to the tap, so I'm just measuring that roughly and going to cut that off. Just straighten it out a little bit, and then I've got, that's a clamp for the elbow fitting there. That's a 90-degree fitting. And I'm just working that on into the pipe, and then clamp it up. Now I usually get the pliers and just give it a light bit of pressure just to get one or two more notches on the clamp, just to make sure it doesn't come off. And here I'm having a little bit of trouble. The pipe was still a bit cold and it was a bit harder. You can heat up the pipe with some boiling water or leave it in the sun for a bit, and that'll soften up the pipe, make it a bit easier. You can see it was a bit rough there. So I ended up getting it and pushing it up against the tap post to be able to get it on. And there's the second clamp, just squeezing that on. And then get the pliers again, just to make sure it is nice and tight on there so it doesn't slip off. Now I've got the part that clips onto the tap, so I'll be putting that on. That's just a simple, you just undo that part there, put it over, and then push it down into the pipe, and then it's just a matter of tightening up the part back onto the part where it clamps on. And there we go, all ready to go. Now I'm just running out some pipe on the other side now. This is 19mm poly pipe, and I'm just measuring along the beds because I'm only cutting enough for each bed. I'm not going to run a full length down like I did the other side, and the reason for that is so I can move one part of the garden. If I only need one bed moved, I can move that and work that bed without having to uplift all the pipe in every single bed. So here I am still just going along and sorting those ones out. And the same thing, I'm just folding over the ends and using the Cobb & Co hitch to finish off the ends. So here I've just drilling the holes where the 5mm barbs into that 5mm tube will go, and I'm using a 4mm drill bit, so it's slightly smaller, so it'll have a nice snug fit, so there's not too many leaks, hopefully. So I've got the end parts of the rows done, so they're just held down with rocks. I've drilled some holes in there already, and she's all wired up, so it's all good. So I've done that all the way along. That's just a continuous pipe down here. So that's the main pipeline there. And then at the back there, I've cut the pipe to the exact size I need it for each bed. I'm not doing a full length pipe along here because it'll be easier to manage the beds. If I've got to till again, just want to till one bed, I can take one of these retic systems up without having to take the whole lot up. This is a 5mm drip line, and that's a 5mm barb to put it into the other pipe, which I'll show you now. So I just use the pliers to hold onto it. Makes it a bit easier to push into the pipe. So you just give it a bit of a twist and a push, and there we go. That's how simple it is. Then it's just a matter of running the line out and attaching it to the other end. So now I've got the 5mm tube and 5mm barb, and just pushing the barb into the tubing now to be able to connect it to the 20mm pipe, 19mm pipe, sorry. And here we go, pushing it in with the pliers as I showed before. Nice and easy. And here's another angle coming up now, a bit closer so you can have a bit better look. And this one's a little bit more stubborn, but I'll eventually get him in and just straighten him up and run the line out and attach it to the other side. So you can see that first bed there is just about, oh well, that's the last line actually, and that one's finished. Retic is not one of my favourite jobs. Wouldn't it be just great if I could just go and voila, there we go, it's all finished. So let's turn her on and see how she works. And there we go, it's coming out perfect and working nice and well. And you can see it's flooding up those channels nicely and soaking that area well. So all that water is going to get right down to where it needs to get to, around the roots of the plants, and that'll soak out through that whole bed. Well, that's that part of the retic done. Praise God. So that would have cost about $180 to do that section, because that drip line, that tube, drip line 5mm tube is about $1 a metre, and I used about 150 meters there, and with the other like fittings and stuff like that, probably come up to about $170, $180. So, but anyway, I'm going to get out of these flies, and it's starting to warm up a bit now. So get going, get growing, and God bless you guys.